Gonna go live here in a second. Just got to find the right buttons to click. Hello, MetaView. We're gonna go live in a minute here. Actually, we are live. And I'm gonna get some tunes going here. We're gonna get some live action going here after the song. I'm gonna be setting up in Decentraland, putting a tweet out as well. So just bear with me as we get this Monster Monday rocking and or rolling. Here we go. Here's some warp sounds for you. Listen in. Welcome all my aliens letting the room get filled in there. If you haven't been seeing what's been going on in this space, you need to check out. I'll try to put it up there in the pinned tweet right now. But I just tweeted out live in the Novoverse, and we are actually in Decentraland. That is correct. We are in Decentraland, and this is streaming live in Decentraland as well. And I'll try to get the message up there under Paris Shilton. She's actually streaming this live. Paris Shilton NFT, that is. She will be streaming this live, so you can look at that pinned tweet. Not that I want you to leave at all, but if you need to get the visuals on what we'll be talking about today on this wonderful Monster Monday, you can tune in right there. And on today's show, we have someone who just got off the airwaves themselves, streaming and tuning in yesterday, tuning in today, and that is Web3 Pod, Web3 Weekly Pod. Are you there? Mike, check 1, 2. What is this? It'd help if I invite him up. I'll be a guest host right there. He's probably talking like, yo, you got to invite me up, my friend. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Get you all the way up here. You're down as a listener. We'll get you requested up here to invite. Too many buttons, but a lot of friends, and I like it. I got some people listening and watching right now live on Twitter. There we go. So many buttons. I'm asking your questions. You're finally on the other side of the mic. Is kind of, you were hosting just about 20 or 30 minutes ago, weren't you?
Yeah, it's pretty weird to, I guess, be the one that's the guest, be the one that's interviewed, because I'm always on the other side. I'm always in your position, man.
Always doing the prep work, and I just loved how organized you were. Listening to the two friends that you pretty much had on the last 2 days on your show. How about you break down a little bit for either the people listening later on or the ones listening live right now or watching, a little bit about yourself, a little bit about Web3 Weekly Pod and Web3Weekly.crypto.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Thanks for kind of giving me the platform. I see someone that I already had on the podcast, Concept, in the Twitter audience. I appreciate him being here. He's a great guy, and even better artist. But I'm what's going on? I'm the host of Web3 Weekly Podcast. The goal of the podcast is pretty much to get a lot of the reliable and relatable information out to the Web3 community and kind of beyond, because I'm a young guy in this space. I understand that I don't have the bags to kind of throw around in these projects without doing research. So I need to fully understand what's going on. I got to understand the utility. I got to understand what's the when I invest in someone's NFT project, or even just kind of or art without knowing them. So that's what I do. I have a wide variety of podcast episodes as well as live space recordings, and pretty much what I try to do is get these big quote unquote maybe NFT influencers or kind of just anyone that's creating a project or an artist. I kind of have them on my podcast to help them to become friends with them and have just a casual, friendly conversation with them so everyone understands who's the face and who's actually behind these projects and stuff like that. And not only do I do interviews, I mean, that's the bulk of my content right now, just because I think I'm having a lot of fun with it. And I think it's a great way to build the community. But also, I do podcast episodes that kind of explain topics like the basics of what is crypto, what is blockchain, what are nodes, what's staking, all that. So I can help onboard some people into this space. But I also do current event episodes where I try to cover like what's going on in crypto or what's going on in Web3. A great example of this would be when I got two good examples is when the Bored Ape Yacht Club controversy was going on. I was able to kind of upload an episode to Spotify as soon as that was going on, so everyone could understand easily what was going on with that. And kind of controversial and why Bored Ape Yacht Club was trending. But also, I had multiple members of the God Hate NFTs community on my podcast while that was trending as well, just so my audience can understand what exactly is God Hates NFTs and why are we seeing it trending. So yeah, I'm open to kind of any content. I'm a young guy. I don't have a lot of pre-stipulations, if that makes sense. So feel free to contact me if you want to check out the podcast. I can't see the kind of broadcast right now, but feel free to open up my link tree and check it out. It's on everything. It's on Spotify, SoundCloud, Amazon Music, YouTube, anywhere you can find a podcast is going to be on there. So yeah, man, that's all I do.
You're posting it also, this video live on your Twitter handle as well. So you're going to look, we're actually live on your Twitter handle. If you go back and look, or if you want to look at your Twitter handle, it is right in your link tree right there. And I want to rewind to a couple topics that you touched based upon, because we run in very parallel paths here as well. Is the educational aspect, which is extremely important within this space, because, you know, like you and myself, we are trying to onboard and educate people at their own pace. You know, none of this is financial advice, but, you know, offer and show what else is out there. And another approaches you're doing is showing all sides and topics of things, you know, branching out there and, you know, showing things that aren't talked about or are talked about, but, you know, might be a little bit, people might want to tiptoe around it. So it's good to understand the whole details of, you know, and not only NFT projects, cryptocurrency, but just educating people in general. But rewinding back to almost the first statement you said is getting out there and knowing people in the community and learning. And that's the very similar situation I'm doing, is learning about you, learning about community members that we all don't have time to do. And the great thing with what happened with Spaces, what happened with Clubhouse, is we're able to reach out to people a lot quicker, a lot sooner. And now you're able to broadcast it. Ooh, you have a range of broadcasts. And I'm looking in your link tree right here. I mean, obviously you have the Twitter handle, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. I mean, it goes on and on from link tree. You know, it goes one after another. And what it is building that digital portfolio and helping other people understand what's out there, which is just awesome. How long have you been in the in the crypto space / NFT space? Two separate questions there.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because people will talk to you like, how do you know Web3 space? Well, there's a big difference between when I first bought Bitcoin and when I first got on the NFTs. But I would say, like, I've been doing the podcast for a little bit over 8.5 months, almost coming around 9 soon. But I mean, I've probably been in the crypto space for probably a few years now. I've just been learning. I don't think I bought I think I obviously started out buying Dogecoin on Robinhood, about like $300 worth, maybe $200 sold, and then I kind of kept learning from there, if that makes sense. But I kind of got heavily in NFTs. I want to say, I'm probably going to say probably a year, a little bit over that, just because I started I think I started pretty basic. I'm not gonna lie. Like I started investing in crypto with Dogecoin, and I started with NFTs by watching Gary Vee videos. So, he, just learning about like digital like verification and everything like that, and digital identity. It was pretty cool. So I decided to go deep more into NFTs and like why kind of collections did what they did, and you obviously learned about the big brands like Bored Apes and CryptoPunks and stuff like that. And you can kind of just go down the rabbit hole, and that's what kind of happened with me.
I had the same thing, cryptocurrency for about 10 years. And then it turned into, well, you can buy pizza with Bitcoin. And I didn't do that. But like, what can you spend your Ethereum on? And presented to me was CryptoPunks. And I had to do a lot of research because I had no clue what I was getting into. I knew the collectability of certain things that weren't digital assets, but comic books, baseball cards, stuff prior. And I saw the collectability within CryptoPunks just from the people I met in the Discord. And that just was not only a life-changing moment for me, but I saw how that this technology transformed the world. And I was really in it for like the systematic change that it could present, because I found myself in trust circles with extremely intelligent people making extremely sophisticated blockchain technology. And I saw the practical use case where we were actually trading CryptoPunks. At the time they were $1,000 assets, like back and forth, just because of our namesake. Like it was. I traded with Pranksy one time, and it was just like, "Do you want to trade this for this?" And it was like, "Sure." And we trusted each other. We knew each other. We never met each other, but we had that connection. We had that name also that we didn't want to, you know, be the black sheep of the area. So we had to, be the guardians of the galaxy, for say, and police the space ourselves at its infancy. And from there, I saw them branch out and make larger projects. And all of a sudden, it's like, well, Cryptonova, why don't you come over and beta test NBA Top Shot? It's like, all right, sure, I'll hop in. The NBA is attached to it. This sounds awesome. Hey, and then it just went from one to the next. But it came to a point where then you just get too strung apart with what to look at. And that's where I did exactly what you're doing there with your Web3 weekly pods, is started creating content around it. And I started creating the live buys and the transactions behind it as well. Because one, I was doing it for, in case I hit the wrong button for tax purposes, but two, to educate people and to teach people what it was there. None of it was ever education or financial advice, is what I was doing. And I was doing it live action for a couple of reasons. One was I wanted to be transparent exactly what I was doing. And if it was buying and selling something real fast and flipping it, I would make that be known. If it was buying it, liked it, I made that be known. If it was just laddering up because I knew there was going to be something behind it, I let that be known. But the important thing was connecting with people. And, Web3 Pod Weekly, I'm glad you reached out to me because I was able to listen to your shows last night and also tonight. Tell us all a little about the cadence of your shows. How often do you have it? Who do you have on there? Do people reach out to you, reach out to them, or is it just straight up organic?
Yeah, so am I cutting out? Can you all hear me pretty well?
You're perfect, man. It's been spot on.
Awesome. If I'm ever cutting out, let me know. Just I'm trying to find the best place for Wi-Fi in this house. But yeah, so pretty much what I'm doing with the live Twitter Spaces is it's called the Nightly Toke, and I came in contact with this collection called Special K NFTs, and not to like kind of shield them too much, but you could say, quote unquote, I'm working with them just because I host the space and it's presented by Special K, just because it's kind of for them, and but to give more content or context around it. So pretty much Special K Glass, which is a professional glass blowing business based out of Eugene, Oregon. And what they do is they obviously blow a wide variety of glass. They blow bongs, pipes, chalices, wine glasses, all sort of anything that can be blown via glass, like even just art. That's what they do. And they do around $1 million in sales per year. And I came in contact through kind of the quote unquote weed space and in crypto and stuff like that. And because obviously there heavily in the kind of cannabis culture. But pretty much how we started talking is like I had them on the podcast and I interviewed the CEO and founder of Special K, and what they're trying to do with their NFT collection that's coming up is they want to help fundraise to expand their business and eventually be able to teach glass blowing all around the country and stuff like that. And the guy was really nice to me. He was very open and honest about everything that's going on. Like he was very open about like the hardships and struggles that they're going to hit to reach their goals. And I found it really like admirable for him to tell me that stuff, even though I didn't really know him that long. So I just had to kind of work with him. And to continue on that, we kind of came up and brainstormed the idea of the Nightly Toke. And not to kind of shill or plug it, but the Nightly Toke is a nightly Twitter space. And if you're in Eastern time, it's from 9:30 to 10 p.m. And if you're in Pacific time, it's 6:30 to 7. So pretty much every night. The goal is I have a member, I either have a community member, I either have an NFT creator, or even a completely different NFT collection or NFT artist onto the Nightly Toke to interview them, learn more about it, kind of have a good time. We have music from 65 Beats, who does makes his beats into NFTs and sells them on OpenSea and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool. We're all working together for one big goal. At the end of the Twitter space, one lucky audience member gets a bong every single night, and I think we've given away over like 10 or 15 bongs so far, just because we give away a free bong to an audience member every single night. And yeah, I know that might sound sketchy. It's like, what are y'all doing? Like, it's yes, it's completely legal. Like, none of it's, you don't have to worry about it. Just to know, like, if you want to have even more trust for what Special K is doing, I've received a bong from them. It was very, very beautiful. If anyone has any questions, it looks like I can see some pictures. I gave it to my brother Zigton. He was ecstatic, but yeah, that's kind of what the Nightly Toke does. And you talked about the guests, so we have a wide variety. I think we kind of keep it in the cannabis NFT Web3 space and have kind of people that are in that space as guests, but obviously we're not trying to be polarizing. We have a wide variety of people. Obviously, like I said, we normally have weed kind of cannabis NFT people on, but also we have had a wide variety of artists, had a variety of different collections that are not even tied to weed whatsoever. But it's kind of fun to learn more about everyone that's in this space, and especially with only 30 minutes, and no one's there for really long, it's kind of cut, dry, simple. Everyone has a good time, and we end up having a giveaway winner. So it's like, if y'all want to stop by, you're gonna have a chance at winning a bong sometime. And it's beautiful glass. If anyone has any questions about what they look like, look up Special K Glass on either Twitter or Instagram. They're constantly posting, and the glass is amazing. And not only they do recycled glass as well, so it's if you like eco-friendly shit, it's definitely the place to be.
I was listening to the show yesterday, and it was Volcano Kyle, I believe it was.
Yeah.
All right, good. All right, I knew it was Volcano. I was gonna say Volcano Mike, but it was Volcano Kyle, and I'm not too privy with that line of industry too much, but I do know who Chihuly is a glass blower, because I've been out to the museum in Seattle and I learned a lot about glass blowing and the art of it, and it is a true art for sure. And in one of the videos that I was actually just playing here in Decentraland, with how they blow the glass with it, is yesterday in the spaces, they were talking about like the educational process behind like blowing glass and making like anything with it, making a lifestyle and a career out of blowing glass. And I love the fan interaction with your listeners. We're talking about that. And Volcano Kyle was taking it personally if you didn't come and see him in Oregon and get taught from the best. And not saying he was the best, but he was tooting his own horn. And if he has years behind it, experience for that, and he wants to teach others, I am always in the belief of 10,000 hours doing something, you turn a master at it. And I'm just put in his time. Oh yeah, there he is, Volcano Kyle. And that you had a tweet out on July 30. Oh, yesterday about it all. So you can see him actually like in not warehouse, but studio, creating these pieces. And it's cool that you have a a nightly giveaway. It keeps people bringing them back in. You're right. Like, it is a bong. It's not illegal in most of the states in the U.S. So like whatever. I know in the state of Illinois, where I'm from, like it just got voted. I mean, you're in the majority in our state. If you're in our state, if that's what you choose to do, that's cool stuff you have going on. And then today you had what? Fitness, Nest. I was listening to that. Just like you honestly just stopped the podcast, probably got a sip of water, got a snack, and then you hopped on mine. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. But then you had Fitness on today as well. So it's awesome to see the range that you're putting out with the interview. You interviewed the owner and president of Fit Today.
Yeah, so it was so normally I have all the podcasts I post on Spotify and stuff. That is all pre-recorded, and then I upload it at a later date. But it was kind of funny. It kind of worked out perfectly where the podcast dropped this morning with Fitness, and I was able to interview him live on Twitter too. So it was kind of funny. We could kind of promote. It kind of worked out perfectly because we were able to quote unquote promote this maybe a little bit more, just because the Nightly Toke is a little bit short in the podcasts are longer. They're supposed to be more detailed. That's what they're there for. It was kind of cool because I could tell the audience, if you want to learn more, feel free to check it out on Spotify, and you'll learn more intricate details. But it's been fun. You said I had a wide variety. That's kind of the goal. Like when the bull market comes back and everyone's talking about crypto and it's kind of in NFTs and Web3s, it's like trending again all the time. I want to be someone that people come to ask questions. Like I want to be a news reporter in this space that can be trusted. Like I want to be the person that people can come to and like they know when they hear me or listen to what I have to say. Like they don't have to question whether I'm telling the truth or being honest, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I was even thinking with what happened with Tiffany's today, it'd be cool to be like, hey, I wish you would contact me so I can break the news. That'd be pretty cool. I feel important. But, it is about that. And it is about being a good person in the space, being relevant in the space, and also the grind in the space. I mean, that's a huge part about it. It is the grind. And, having that cadence and that audience, will be able to do that, which I've been trying to establish with my Monster Monday shows here. And I'm grateful to have you on. And, it is about it, and you shouldn't feel bad about shilling and talking about what you're passionate about and, what you have going on, because it is cool. And I am kind of jealous that you have it. Bam, you could like throw it out there on Spotify, Amazon Music, Castbox. I mean, you have it all lined up right there. If I had the time and capacity to do that, you must have the many arms of Vishnu over there or an octopus or something.
You think that's impressive? Like I have no idea how you're streaming in Decentraland right now. Now that's impressive to me.
Well, friend, I will try to teach you as much as I can because it's the same thing. It's about amplifying ourselves. Because here's the thing I'm interested in. This is almost a live business meeting, and in a minute here we're going to have MetaView come up, and I want you to stay on and actually interview MetaView as well, because this might have a direct correlation with something you might do to help self-promote yourself. But the thought process of like, hey, I got a screen here. You're streaming anyways. Maybe there's a way we can get your video lined up, Nightly Tokes in the Novoverse. Here's the crazy thing about it is I can maybe even vision gate it by depending on what NFTs they have. So if you have a Novoverse wearable, I can vision gate what people can and can't see. So if you want to have something that's maybe 18 or older, or talking about a new strand, I'm probably talking very green in the space. Please use that pun appropriately, that play on words. I'm very green to that space, but if you wanted to have the Nightly Toke, like I can vision gate it. And if you have a certain NFT, only certain people can see the video screen in Decentraland. So you can video gate this as well. If you don't know what he's talking about, we're streaming it live. We're in Novoverse. We're playing it in there. Web3 Weekly Podcast, his tweet up top, which I actually just retweeted. He's playing it live as well right now. You have multiple viewers in there. I'm gonna toot my own horn and see how many viewers I have watching on mine. Let's see. I gotta upload mine. It's run through Paris Shilton, and Paris Shilton is the person who shills for me, and it's one of the NFTs I own and website that I also do as well. So I mean, we got dozens and dozens of people watching on multiple platforms right now, and that's not even on YouTube, and that's not even on Twitch, et cetera, et cetera. So like, these are things like same right back at you. Like, I have been able to figure it out through trial and error, and it was crazy. I was able to go into Discord and screen shared my own Discord. So technically I can have up to 50 people sharing their own screens in Decentraland. So if you have like a concert here, you can have 50 different screen vantage points all at once. And you can click through just like a broadcast booth.
Holy shit.
And
that's crazy.
And that's the stuff I want. Definitely interesting. And that's the stuff I want to push the envelope for. Not for me, not for you, but for all of us. Like, I have the Novoverse there for a reason. So like, let's see what we can do in this space. With that, we have another co-host up here. And I don't know if they want to come up as well, but from MetaView, is it? I want to do a mic check. Nodo, are you there by chance?
Hey, yes, I'm here listening to you guys.
Yes. How are you doing? Well?
Yeah, amazing, man. And I was listening to you guys talking about the amazing things, and especially like when you like stream things in Noverse. I also have myself experience like doing like events and streamings in Decentraland. Yeah, like because I love like partying and stuff like that. So I bring in like DJs from the real life and like stream in different panels. Sometimes in mine, sometimes I'm renting out. And yeah, like, and I also like have hosted official conferences in DCL. So yeah, would love to like kind of try it out in Novoverse later in September, upcoming one big event, Non-Fungible Festival. So yeah, like good to know that. So yeah.
That's awesome. I mean, do you have any questions before you introduce yourself? Do you have any questions for Web3 Weekly at all?
Yeah. So basically, like, I would love in the Web3 Weekly just to be talking like with a couple of speakers, like, and if we can like stream it in the Decentraland would be amazing. I could invite more people who might be interested in, yeah, like this like these things that the event can be streamed in different like portals and softwares. Like I had even experience like I was speaking in the Zoom, streaming in Decentraland. Decentraland was streamed in YouTube, and YouTube was streamed somewhere else. So this kind of interconnections between the platforms is great, and you can reach many people. So yeah, later on, if we will be like streaming Web3 podcast night talks in Decentraland in Novoverse, I would be happy to join.
I mean, that sounds amazing to me. I'll definitely keep in touch, and we can kind of work on something.
I can also organize some DJ playing live stream from my country. Like in our country, like DJing is like nightlife is like crazy compared to like Berlin. And yeah, every week like some things happening in. So I have many DJ friends, and you know, like talking about green stuff and then DJ playing and chill out, it would be amazing. So yeah, we can think about it.
I love this because this is like honestly like live business meeting, because like I wish there was 28 hours in the day. There's only 24. But like, it's good to have that there and to talk and get these ideas going. And all it does is take a conversation like this that can reach into a simple DM to see how we can network and how we work through this. So, Nodo, why don't you talk about yourself? From Germany, you're the founder of MetaView. Why don't you talk a little bit about what MetaView does? And like, I know you're established in Decentraland. You know, your main hub is advertising in there, and that what better way than, well, how about you take it away?
Yeah, so I'll start a bit from behind, because you guys also mentioned like when you entered crypto and this space and etc. So yeah, I'm coming from the like startup founder, entrepreneur. When I was 18 years old, I started my first company, and then after that, I have failed 2 startups. I have exited one of them, raised investments from different countries, from the US mainly, and 2 of my companies are became like cash flow businesses. So yeah, it's pretty happy. And I also started angel investing. Two of my startups got accepted in Y Combinator, so it was pretty good luck. And 2 years ago, I also like started investing in metaverses. It got into me. Decentral was the first one. Then I followed with Sandbox, and later on, Bars and Azure, this other side. So basically, like I was meeting communities, like as I mentioned, I would love to have fun in metaverses and at the same time bring people in, because it was feeling like too empty for me. And I was thinking like, what can I do for this amazing community in this Web3 and metaverses to bring in more economic activity in there, right? And I was thinking I can use my teams and my experience from the real life to build the MetaView, because 8 years ago I have built YFisher, which is Wi-Fi advertising, where we connect physical landowners to the advertisers, like airports, malls, cafes, restaurants, to Coca-Cola, Samsung, Nike, and etc. So basically, we have expanded this business in 22 countries, and it's a pretty successful one, and everybody is happy inside, right? And I was thinking, because we have this huge advertising experience and experience connecting these two supply and demand side, why not to bring the same model into metaverses with changed logic and call it MetaView and create the advertising marketplace, which will be decentralized and also concentrated on the individuals. So in this case with MetaView, we are connecting landowners to the advertisers through the marketplace, and landowner through us will be able to get constant stream of advertisers. So that's the most difficult part, onboarding web companies from the two. They're spending lots of money in digital advertising in Facebook and Google, but when you have low traffic in the metaverse at the moment, even in decentralized, you have around 2,000 active users per day. It's very difficult to bring them in. So we cracked it down how to make these companies come to it. So basically, we are selling the concept of onboarding them to metaverses, helping them with advertising campaigns, organizing events for them, offering different places. So in the beginning, if we don't educate all the advertisers in the real life, it won't be impossible to onboard them, even though our platform will be mated from the advertiser side, from the landowner side. In the beginning, you still need manual input, at least 1 year, as I see it, to get educated in this field, because for most of the companies I'm talking with, they love the Web3, they heard about it, they heard about Metaverse, but most for them, it's just a sky, so you should sit down with them, explain what to do, how to do, and how much budget they can be spending there. So yeah, that's and also one important part is that in our case, individual landowner who has our NFT billboard will be getting from 87 to 95% of the ad revenue from their own billboard, and also they are setting daily prices on their own billboards, and also they have say kind of advertisements they want to see. For example, if I'm the landowner, I have MetaView's billboard in my land, 2 of them, and I don't like advertisements of Coca-Cola, I can say, hey, I don't like it, so the system will automatically take them down. Yeah, that's kind of a quick intro about the MetaView. We just launched, started minting 31st of July, whitelist mint, and now public mint is going. And we will be launching a dashboard for the landowners this week. Landowners will be able to set their billboards on the Decentraland land, set the prices, and the other side we have advertisers waiting in billboards to be deployed to start advertising there. So, and also at the end of the August, we will have dashboard for the Sandbox landowners, because we already have holders from the Sandbox, and we'll be adding more metaverses on the way as they will be launching to the public, because if there is no users inside, we cannot sell the advertisements, right? And in long-term vision, we are starting with the billboards, but then we adding any kind of advertising object experience, because it will be the marketplace, right? Even if you don't own our NFTs, you can still connect to our platform your own billboard or creation, and you can get 85% of the ad revenue share from your own billboard or advertising option. And yeah, like we are thinking like different ways together with our community, which kind of ideas to add in the future. But we started with billboards because it's easier to understand for everybody what we are talking about. Everybody is familiar with OOH advertising. So yeah, that's kind of intro. And I see the hands from Joe. So yeah.
Yeah, the CEO of Infinite Objects. Joe, what's up, my friend? You got a question?
Novo, how are you, sir?
I'm doing lovely. How are you doing? I always love seeing a fellow punk up there. How have things been?
Hello, punk. Things have been crazy as usual. Noto, that is so awesome. I love that idea. I have a few questions. I mean, right now, I guess one of my biggest questions is like, in terms of volume of impressions, what do you kind of, in terms of patients that you set for potential advertisers, what do you kind of promise in terms of volume, or what should they expect? Because I guess one of my biggest concerns about the metaverse is like and I love that Noah's obviously like experimenting with obviously broadcasting and kind of community building in the metaverse, but in terms of advertising and what it means for people who are trying to invest in the space, how do you set expectations in terms of what impressions they should expect, or what kind of interact, like basically ROI? What does ROI look like in the metaverse today?
Yeah, first of all, great people have this idea, and I'm talking like individually with many landowners from the Decentraland Sandbox and other metaverses. So I always get this kind of question from them. They don't distrust, you cannot imagine like how advertiser can pay money in something where you have traffic like as low as even Decentraland 200 active users per day, right? It means like on your billboards you might have like none, 0, 100, or even 20 views per day. Because of that, we are not starting selling our billboards or per view basis. We have learned this hard when we were doing like Wi-Fi advertising business 7-8 years ago, when we had when we wanted to sell advertising in a restaurant or cafe, but traffic was so low, people were starting comparing it to Facebook and Google Ads. That's when I said I'm gonna charge it like fixed daily price or monthly price for it, and then sell the concept of getting to this niche auditories, this new thing, and etc. And same thing here, right? We are starting out with charging daily prices per billboard, and we are not telling advertisers they're gonna get like huge impressions. We are selling them concept of onboarding them into metaverse, working them closely, educating them. We are selling them that each billboard might be cost from $5 to $50 per day. Depends where it's standing, is there an event happening or etc. But like daily price is also is suggested to the landowners, but they can put whatever daily price they want on the billboards. And we're working on this form because big advertisers kind of don't want to get missed out, and for them they are using metaverse in other social medias to promote themselves, that they've been onboarded into metaverses. I'll tell you the case. On 21st of July, we have organized big event in Decentraland called Fuck Up Nights. As this Fuck Up Nights is international event series happening in real life in 200 cities around the world. It always been offline event, and during current times it was in Zoom. It was the first time Fuck Up Nights was hosted in Decentraland. We were co-organizers of the event, and in this event, successful entrepreneurs and people from different fields tell their fuck up stories 7 minutes, and then they get questions from the auditory. And on this event, we had 200 people at the same time in 4x2 estates in Decentraland. We were ranked number top place in Decentraland at the date after ice poker. So we were so surprised to get so many people from 22 countries. It was like great pictures, even like lots of people shared in the social medias. And we had our billboards on this event, 5 of them, showcasing advertisements of United Nations Women Organization, Remy Martini, which is alcoholic brand French, like Vion Communications, European telecommunication brand. So basically, like we had them even to be in decentralized advertising their content before even launch of MetaView. So basically, like we are kind of giving them full package of campaign planning. I don't know, like gamification, hide something in the billboards and make avatars to find them. And also, like we are thinking about innovative ideas, like in the future, like we might be advertising, which is like kind of like you can wear wearable from some brands, and for wearing them for a couple hours, you can be getting paid as an avatar. So this will kind of push many avatars in Decentraland to just join and log in only for that, and it will bring in more traffic into Decentraland. So yes, there are like lots of ideas happening in, but we are starting with the billboards because it's easier to sell. And yeah, after that we will just.
I think you're starting. I think you're going to start with the billboards because you're building off your strengths. You've had 10 years in the advertising experience, advertising world. Your team, I saw a picture, guys huddled around like a couple of hours before minting and like being like a host of a show, and Web3 as well. Like, I think you probably attest to it, is like you talk to a lot of people like when they're like right before minting or right after minting. So you always hear like people like when they're maybe under a little stress, super excited about their mint coming out, fired up because their project is finally coming off and getting launched. But it's cool seeing that. And then also I like reading in your guys' bios down there that like, yeah, you did have a whole bunch of startups. 1 or 2 of them weren't perfect, but you know what? You still tried. And it's good to say that and do that, because this whole spectrum, this whole web thing is multitude of startups all the time. Every collaboration, every build, everything's a startup until something gains that traction, and you got to find it. It's almost like, I hate to say it's like speed dating, but it is kind of like speed dating. You know, you got to see what's out there, and the best way to do that is have spaces, have Clubhouse. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I totally agree with you, because like, you know, like in the web, like you kind of like see how the community works in Web3, how it's like helpful each other. Like I don't see anybody as a competitor, but I see always like as a partner and new opportunity. Yeah, and basically like when I was like, I'm always like when making some changes and building like huge networks, like people who know me know how I'm connecting. And when I kind of met this kind of stage in the Web2 that I was like already like turning into kind of passive investor, doing some stuff. I'm always like from this whole builder and connecting people. So I was thinking like, what can I change in the metaverses, right? And what I knew the best, started MetaView, connected with Michael. I have like very long-term vision with the MetaView, like 5-10 years. And what's cool is that in Web2, in Web2, you cannot change lots of things at this moment because everything is set up, right? In terms of advertising, you cannot go against like Google and Facebook. But in Web3, and especially in blockchain metaverses, you have the opportunity at the early stage. We are pioneers at the moment, right? So basically, like we can like going this bumpy road together, and we have this opportunity to build the way in the Web3 we would love to see it. And I love this kind of fine-tuning physical businesses, change the logic and transfer them to into Web3 and make it the way everybody will be satisfied. And yeah, that's the case. And because of that, I even like kind of posted the Twitter space a couple of weeks ago, 10 years of the metaverse. I have invited like Car Travel, Category 5, first metaversal DJ, like Meta Trackers guys who is bringing like lots of interesting things, like for first real estate agents and stuff like that. So I love like connecting with people who are building different experiences in the metaverses. And yeah, together we can be building like pretty nice atmosphere. And yeah, like connecting like this virtual to physical things and getting new connections and bringing in more value. That's what kind of motivates me and my team. And because of it, like we are kind of fully concentrated on the Web3. And it's also worth to mention is that Meta is kind of already funded and not dependent on the minting process and etc. So basically, like we have the expectations that we cannot even go break even in 2 years because it's like marketplace, and we try to reserve have for platform fees to be as low as possible to motivate all the donors. So yeah, that's like kind of couple of things I want to add. Yeah, Web3 has questions, so.
Yeah, I was asking about funding. I think it's pretty cool to see that you're very transparent about funding and all that. But is it a VC? Is it like a venture capital firm that's behind your all's company, or like kind of who's funding your all's project?
No. It's like funded by us, by YFisher. Like I mentioned that one of my business is YFisher in real world, which is connecting physical like donors to advertisers through Wi-Fi advertising. So, and YFisher is like pretty good cash cow business, operating in different countries, serving more than 600 locations, and basically like I tell you is coming out of YFisher with all the team experience and everything. So yeah, there is no VCs and stuff like that. So basically like we are kind of self-funding the project. So and yeah, we are kind of getting money from Web2 and putting in and your real life putting in is the Web3. So yeah, so it's kind of like motivation of the team and the founders. Yeah.
Awesome, man. That's dope. It's really cool to see that you're all taking money from Web2, put it into Web3. It's really cool.
Yeah, I just put it like I just wanted to give out for free our collection, even though like our platform will be open for any events or with our NFTs. But I got like lots of people from my advisors in the like Web3 from the Web3 space that you should put some minimum price for it, because when somebody like pays money for something, they get emotionally connected towards you and get more involvement, more feedback sharing, and a better kind of expansion opportunities. So yeah, that's why like we had this minting, which will be ongoing, and we will be welcoming like landowners from any upcoming or metaverses. Yeah, so.
With get a double-sided billboard, a triple-sided, and a quadruple-sided. Each one of them have a different supply total in that. You can mint that, and then you take these advertising billboards and then you put them in Decentraland. So you put them in your metaverse, and on there you get compensated for foot traffic, interactions, etc., where you get to put the price on the billboard for what people would pay to put something on the billboard. If you looked up at one of my the pinned tweet right now, did someone say NFT advertising? Mr. Dingia, who is in here, made a huge for this exact purpose. He has the eyesight of Decentraland, knows what he's doing with his fire glasses on. He's on fire. He's the one who made this Novoverse. Don't blame me, blame him. But he has those vantage points and knows about how advertising works in Decentraland. So, we have the spots for it. We have space for it, and we have things that are looking for it. We got another question from Joe. Joe, take it away.
Yeah, this is awesome. I love this. Is definitely part of the future. There's no question. One question I've got for you, Nodo, in terms of the actual media, the content that I can put on my bill. What are the restrictions in terms of content type and can I throw up an animated video? Can I put a 3D file as part of it? Is there like a way to make it unlockable if you happen to be a part of some other community and are holding XY NFT in your wallet when you view the billboard? What restrictions are there right now in terms of content and unlockable or experience?
Yeah, great question. So at this moment, like Billboard supports video and static video files, like video content advertising, and static pictures, which can be like changed through GIF, and also it has like redirect function, so we can redirect avatars to the advertisers' homepage, webpage, socials, etc. And also, like as a landowner, you also kind of have, like control the content which goes in your billboard. So if you don't like some advertising from the MetaViews dashboard, you can say no to it. And also like in the future, like we also like get the analytics, like how many users pass through it, and which kind of like wallets, what kind of NFTs they hold in there, and etc. We can also do like different content for different avatars according to the IP addresses or the holdings they have in the wallet. But it's like kind of a future edition. At this moment, we are starting very simple: video content, picture content, redirect URL to advertisers page, and also like Landon is compensated, like Cryptonovo had this kind of was talking about it, is that because we are selling on daily prices. Example, imagine, Joe, that you have one of our billboard integrated into your land in Decentraland, and you are like you put the daily price $10 per day, and I have Coca-Cola from another side who is paying this $10. Like everything is in Ethereum, but I'm saying in dollars just because advertisers can easily and they will be charged in US dollars, and will be in the back process converting them into Ethereum. And basically from the $10, if you own our triple NFT or quadruple generates 95% of the revenue share, so you will be getting on daily basis $9.50. You can collect directly from the dashboard in terms of Ethereum, and later on we're gonna be adding stable coins because we got feedback from our community that having like payouts in the stable coins would be amazing. But we started out with Ethereum, and thing is that like we might have some people interested from the Sandbox to join this Twitter space, and in Sandbox it's totally different. So in Decentraland you can be using like lots of smart objects, and it gives you lots of opportunities. In Sandbox it's a bit different, so it can be done only through NFT screens, and like it's lots of work around in the Sandbox at this moment. We are working on that, and also like I'm planning to have a meeting with Sebastian. He's interested in advertising opportunities in the Sandbox, and basically to think about the like easiest ways for the landowners and for the advertisers for the Sandbox too. And what we find out is that every metaverse needs different types of integration to the platform, and we're gonna be having like different dashboards which can be easily sold towards like Sandbox, Decentraland landowners, other sides, their landowners. So yeah, like I hope, Joe, I answered your question. So yeah, feel free to ask more if you have you know more details.
No, yeah, that definitely answered the beginning. I think there's your entire model based on daily cost, I think, is going to be a hard sell when it comes to the big advertising agencies or just media buyers, because essentially your customers are media buyers, right? The ad media buyers, and I feel like a daily thing. It's the pitch for you right now. Then it sounds like is just, hey, you should be in the metaverse because it's exciting, because it makes your brands or your customers look forward, forward thinking. It's not at all about ROI. And I guess my concern for you, and I mean, I don't work in ads. I pay for way too many fucking ads, but like, my instinct is that they're going to say, well, this is a cool experiment, but like to continue budgeting, some allocation for specifically Decentraland or Sandbox advertising, they're going to want to see some ROI, or they're going to want to see some, at least like people tweeting about it or people sharing, just that kind of like impressions and viral stuff. But It's so exciting because it's definitely a part of the future. I'm just nervous about the immediate impact. Being said, that was my first point. My second point is we should do a collaboration where, if you advertise a piece of video on a billboard, Infinite Objects will, help commemorate your first metaverse advertisement and, print a video NFT of your advertisement, just as like a little,
Well, I have
Amazing.
a place where we can put it. I have a large place where we can put it. I have someone who can put it there. So however direction you want to put this. And Joe, if you have a place too, by all means, this is what it is. It is cool. And it is an exciting, different way of getting things out there in the space, which is, why I look for these things and why actually Mr. Dingia actually brought this to my attention. And that's what, friends are for.
Yeah. Like, first of all, like, thanks, Mr. Dingia. Like, he was amazing. Like, he has like so nice builds and stuff like that. And while connecting his design, I was more than happy to meet him. And I want to go back to the Joe's first question because I have like connections with many big advertising agencies and big advertising media buyers. Like a couple of them even like requested, kind of wanted to invest in the MetaView. I denied to them. So I got I had like around like 50-60 meetings with different advertisers talking about MetaView, and I was getting feedback from them. So just like telling them, you guys don't gonna be getting any of it. Still, I'm gonna giving analytics, but I'm not kind of like lying to them that you're gonna get like huge amount of foot traffic and eyeballs. Just sitting down with them and not just telling, hey guys, here's a billboard and take it, pay like $5 a day, and that's it. I'm just like thinking like they are giving us brief, and our team thinks like which kind of cool campaign they can plan through billboards, which can be later on straight into their social channels, and they can be bragging about it, right? One of them is like different gamifications, as I mentioned earlier. Like you can have like billboards in different districts in the Decentraland or Sandbox, and you can like create some hunting of some things. I don't know. Like there's like so many ideas, like in gambling, in alcohol business, in real estate. Like there are like 4 big segments we are talking with at this moment, which is like real estate companies who are selling their property in crypto in the real life. They are pretty interested in. And second big segment is like fashion retail. We are working in real life with Zara, Massimo Dutti, like Tommy Hilfiger, and like CC International brands. And that gambling is also pretty interested into this kind of advertising. So these are like kind of 4 big segments we are working with at the moment. Huge marketing budget, and for just saying that they are doing some cool things in the metaverses, they will be able to paying this dedicate some amount of their huge marketing budgets towards the metaverses. But once we will reach the point that we have many people coming in, we will be converting to the per-view basis model, right? And fastering up and having first aid the video NFTs would be amazing. And as I mentioned, like even before the launch, we have advertisers on our billboards on 21st of July event. So this is also pretty good, like kind of findings that integrating advertisers into the events, that's the way pay more, right? Just to like, I'm always like transparent. Like on the 21st of July event, one advertiser billboard per day paid $800. So we had 5 billboards with 5 advertisers, and basically and 200 avatars at the same time in the place. We had some problems with the servers of the Decentraland. Some of the avatars were going in different realities, different realms in the Decentraland. That's also one of the biggest problems at the moment, right? I could like host like big events, but people cannot experience it well because they will be like kind of popping in different servers, cannot interact. But yeah, what I'm saying is that can be like kind of thinking different ways and always finding different tacticizers. And we have like this couple findings, and because of that, we are going with the daily prices. So yeah. and interesting points, Joe. And yeah, love talking with you. So
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
yes.
it's super smart. Everything you're talking about, I think, is makes a ton of sense. It's just, yeah, I think I can totally see those brands, like all the brands you listed. Like, it makes perfect sense for them to be able to say, "Hey, we're in the metaverse." I guess I'm just thinking even longer term, keeping them engaged in terms of growing their investment. You want them to be spending more every day a year from now than whatever they're experimenting with today. But I mean, it's just I guess my last question for you, and then I have to actually run. But my last question is, are you nervous about kind of hitching your business on the success of Decentraland and of Sandbox? Because certainly the number of eyeballs and the number of daily recurring users are going to affect this exact model, based on how much that platform has in terms of adoption, in terms of kind of repeat activity. Because one thing that I get nervous about when I talk about metaverse is just like, how many experiences have I been to inside of Decentraland or inside of Sandbox where I'm like, I'm definitely coming back tomorrow. Like, actually, it's zero. It's actually zero for me. I mean, I've only probably attended maybe 10 different things where I was like, oh, I'm going to log on and I'm going to be there at this time. But so I'm not a power user at all. I guess, do you get nervous about that? And I guess you already be mitigating that risk by being in multiple metaverse platforms. But what is your thoughts on that?
Yeah, first of all, great questions. Thanks, Joe. So, yeah, we are starting with Decentraland and Sandbox, but Meta we won't be dependent only on those two metaverses. Like we have even now holders of our Billboard NFTs from different metaverses, which is not launched, but they are promising in, and also currently these problems of bad experiences. You cannot have many people at the same time in different events and these kind of things. And also, not many people can join the Decentraland or Sandbox because of the they have old computers, not good GPUs, and etc. So I see this in the future, not many people will have computers from 2017 in 3 years, right? It will be too old. And basically, new computers can be already kind of accessing new laptops better this metaverses. And so many new metaverses are popping up every day that I'm sure some of them will crack the system down. I don't know if you guys have checked other sites like this beta showing where they hosted around 4,000. 500 people at one server without any kind of connection problems, etc. Avatars can speak with each other in real life. So basically, there are promising metaverses coming in. I also have huge kind of motivation and plans for Decentraland and Sandbox. I think they won't be getting away. It will be more massively adapted. But as I mentioned, we are not only dependent on the Sandbox and Decentraland, but we are starting with them because those are the oldest ones, and the ones that are already kind of Decentraland is already launched. Sandbox will be Alpha 3 phase soon in August, and then probably at the end of the year they will be launched for public, where we can publish our lines and etc. So yeah, it's I'm not nervous. I know this long-term play, and but I'm sure that some of the metaverses will be so nice that we can be enjoying playing there, spending some time, and then yeah.
Well, I always
1,000% long-term play, all about that.
I always look for the interoperable, the Avatar X, what can be brought into multiple scenarios, because you never know who's going to win. And I'm also in the situation that we can all win, where all of these will eventually be portals to each other's links, and obviously the strong will survive, but to see what's out there, to experience what's out there, I think is the most important part, is being an active participant in it. If it's feeling comfortable in the metaverse, or if it's just comfortable just hanging out in spaces and learning and listening what else is out there. Just participating is the most important thing, because through that participation you get education, and from education you can come to your own conclusions and own decisions. And that's,
Sure.
that's the best part about all this.
Could not agree more with that. Could not agree more.
Can I kind of add something? Like, it's not related to MetaView, but I wanted just to share this idea with you guys. Would love to like hear your feedback, because like together with Carl Travel, you might know him from the Decentraland, who is like connected well. He has like huge conference hall in Decentraland and doing some amazing things. Yeah, we are very good friends. So we were thinking like together with Carl to organize like big two-day like conferences, Decentraland, where on the first day we will dedicate to the stage to the different experience builders in the Decentraland, and they can be showcasing their companies and speaking about it, etc. And second day we will be dedicating to the monetization for the Decentraland, inviting different advertising companies like MetaViews. There are some who are doing it, like real estate agents who are renting out land, event organizers, events, and bringing in money in. So, what do you think about it? Would you guys be interested in to be joined on this conference? Somehow presented, because like we will be starting active like campaigns, like starting from late August. So yeah, I'm just personally like kind of sharing this among the people and community. So I would love to hear your feedback.
Here's my direct feedback right now with the people sitting in this room, you know, myself and Web3 Weekly. We can probably figure out how we can get this thing simulcasted, very similar to pulling people into Discord rooms and being able to use that as a broadcast booth to get one in, one out type of service to have that type of experience going on. Next thing, wildcard. I got Mr. D underneath me, Mr. Dingia. He can, obviously he has multiple builds, so he has obviously multiple connections with that, but there is probably a way that we can get this simulcasted, because I mean, heck, all it is one restream feed that we can get the, what is it, an M6U8 key from, and then just give it to everyone. And then it goes into everyone's Decentraland screen. So then you can do that. And then with that, we can just have portal hops. So at this time, this place, we're at 2369, the Novoverse, and then you're there for 10 minutes, and then you put in another link in or another time in that's all on the events page at Decentraland, and people can portal hop over to, you know, Lady Loves, and go check out Lady Loves wearables. And, you know, and you can just hop and hop and hop. So every 10 minutes, you just hop to another location. On there, we'll have live streaming. So it's all one common outlet.
Wow. And I think like if we even put portals to our billboards from different places in Decentraland, and even like live stream on the screens of billboards what's happening in this event, and like portal people directly from the Netherlands in there would be like crazy.
Well, it's all proximity. It's all proximity. You guys would know where the portals are. You guys would know who the speakers are. Maybe pay the speakers in portals. So then that's their pay for that particular hour or day. They can set the price that they want. You have the portal location. If it's 2369, you plop right there. The portal's right smack right in front of you before you walk in the door. And then, you know, we can have either a screen playing there with everyone talking about whatever that particular build's about. You know, hey, go up to the UFO in the Novoverse. Hey, go up into the broadcast booth. By the way, we got to fix the face in the broadcast booth, Mr. D, but no rush. Hey, look at the rental spaces. Look at this. Look at that.
Nice.
So then people can advertise for it. But then not only that, Nato, like within the Novoverse, I got Manila Pool Party Club. I got Racing Punks. So like those people themselves might be interested in, you know, the cross advertising of these billboards as well. So to answer your question, if I have time, yes, I would be interested in it. And I'd hate to speak for Web3 Weekly there, but hey, he's on here. He's active listening. This is an active business meeting.
Yeah, it's amazing. And you know what I love, like kind of brainstorming while ago, because like lots of interesting ideas comes during this time, and I love like how this Twitter space is going. It's one of the like effective and fun and enjoyable Twitter space I've been attended to. I love like talking with you guys, and what's cool is that you also joy, like fun and happiness and positive energies. That's what kind of motivates me and my team and people around me. So like without fun and having some jokes and having some parties, like you cannot like work like all day long, all weekends and etc. Right? You should integrate like some fun into what you are doing. And how is it, my team and myself, my friends, connections, we get this energy and forward. So yeah, like love to be like talking with you again in other channels. We are connected into Discord also, as I know, and brainstorm some ideas how we can do the things. As I mentioned, I'm also like pretty motivated to organizing events and bringing in people into Decentraland. And yeah, so it'd be amazing to talk more and make this interesting ideas. So
Yeah, I mean, I'm just active listening, not really tuning in much, but kind of just trying to soak in as much information as possible. But the talk is going great, man. I just wanted to chime in and say that, and definitely looking forward to. No doubt, I'm looking forward to hearing you speak more, but especially with what you're planning on doing.
Yeah, maybe start wrapping up now. We're definitely gonna track this and follow this some more, for sure. Just because that's what I do in this space is just keep tabs on people, see what things are going, how things are progressing. Congratulations on the minting yesterday. Go get yourself some sleep for you and your crew. Gentle recap right here. Web3 Weekly podcast. You check it out. Linktree. I mean, he's set up in YouTube. I'm subscribed. I'm following there. Instagram. I'm subscribed. I'm following there. You can get on Spotify with him. Anywhere, almost every major one. Dingia, if you need something built, hit him up, man. He builds the best, period. All right. Joe, thank you for chiming in. Infinite Objects CEO, keep on bringing that cool stuff. MetaView, we'll be talking more because I do have ad space, and that's kind of what the Novoverse is. It's a big walking billboard for myself, but myself is for all my aliens, apes, all 14.6 thousand that follow me, and I'm just trying to give a platform so people can talk about their projects, people can learn about projects. Yeah, especially a little bit behind it. Some wearables might get sold along the way to help keep the lights on, to help pay the bill. But you know what? That's what I like to do, is have some fun. Just like my CryptoPunk is dancing and having a blast right here. If you need any wearables, I got free wearables. Just hit me up. I'll send you free wearables. I got Novoverse wearables. But let's keep this live streaming going. I'll be back definitely next Monster Monday. Who knows? We might have a party this weekend. We have some announcements also coming on with our filters. So we have Avitex filters, the filters that you see right in front of you right about now that I'm on the big screen. But I want to push the envelope. I'm trying to find weird, crazy ways to broadcast free so everyone can do it. We're going to continue doing crazy stuff like that. I want to thank Web3 Weekly for chiming in. Noto, keep it up. Mr. D, love you, man. Keep up the build. Lady Love, love you down there as well. Keep on doing that awesome stuff, bringing that Lady Love to DCL. Joe, thanks for chiming in. Concept again, local fellow listener. I love it. Star Walker, always been love. I'm a chocolate. I'm following you now. And with that being said, I'm going to put some warp sounds in on here. Maybe I'll have to loop in with Web3 Weekly and get some of his tunes going as well, because they're NFTs. You might as well. I'm Crypto Novo. Get those peace signs ready. Stay positive and love life. Peace.
thank you.
Always. Yo, I love you guys. Thank yous. Let's keep pushing the envelope. We're all in this together.
Thank you. Right.
You got it. You guys all got it. You got my back. I got yours. I've been DCL 2369. I turn 50 things on. I have to turn 50 things off. Starting with spaces. Peace.